This is the start of the Morocco story, and please note, this video was filmed March 9th through the 11th, just before the global shutdown happened. And we'll talk about what that did to my photography business at the end of this video. What's up guys, just arrived in Morocco. Yes, I've gone from the icy landscapes of Iceland to the narrow passages of Morocco, and I'm excited about it. And I'm excited to start this Morocco series because there's a special guest on this series as well. Okay, so the surprise guest is Joe Allam.
I'm trying to work out, this is a wide angle, right?
This is like so wide. Yeah, we could be like here. What's going on, man?
I'm good, yeah.
First time in Morocco?
First time in Morocco, first time on one of your trips.
Yeah.
First time on the channel.
How does it feel being in Morocco?
It's good. It's nice to have someone accountable to get you up early in the morning. I'm not a morning person, so yeah, this is nice and fresh and good light to start the day.
I'm so excited to have Joe because, as you guys know, I love street photography. I'm just not very good at it. So Joe's gonna try to help me, I think, with some street photography stuff. There's definitely gonna be a street photography angle to the Morocco series. He'll be featuring throughout, and if you don't know his channel, go and check it out.
I'm going to be trying to vlog as well.
We're in Marrakesh right now. We're going to do some street photography and some travel photography here in town today. Now, I want to get away from the doom and gloom of the current world crisis and try to focus on the beauty of the world. And there's definitely some beautiful images to be made in Marrakesh. The streets of Morocco were a photography feast. A couple images stand out right away. A gentle soul giving pigeons their morning seed, and a smartly dressed man framed by the arches outside the mosque. Yes, we are here in Marrakesh. We're in Morocco for like 12 days. Me and Joe are actually leading a travel and street photography workshop. We've got some cool people here and we're just like wandering around today. I'm trying to keep things simple, not only just because we're doing a workshop and I want to be teaching and instructing, but because I'm trying to keep things a little bit simpler than I have in the past in general with my vlogging setup and my photography setup. So you can see no backpack today, no gimbal today. I'm literally shooting 16 to 35 f2.8, or actually 15 to 35 f2.8, both photos and video today. And feels kind of liberating. I think that early in one's travel photography career, people think that the lack of gear limits them. Then as you progress, you actually start to realize that carrying too much gear limits you. I'm trying to pull back on the amount of stuff I carry with me. I want to focus less on what I don't have and more about how I can use the gear I have on me to capture the world around me. Okay, so we made it to the Kasbah, and I was just talking with Joe kind of about, really quickly, the difference in what we look for. I'm all about simplicity in my street stuff. I like, you know, one single element based around something else. And Joe kind of likes the chaos, and I think that's really cool to have those different perspectives on a trip like this. So I'm trying my best to maybe learn from Joe. So maybe as we go into the Medina this afternoon, I might try some more busy street photography, see how that goes. Simplicity is never something I've done well in life. I thrive on chaos and activity. I'm inspired by things going wrong and getting a bit messy. And I almost use the simplicity in my photos as an escape from my own personal chaos. So there's some soft light bouncing around the walls of the Medina, and I can't help but keep it simple. And just using the light to shape my scene. I think it can be really easy in places like Marrakesh to become overwhelmed and try to capture everything happening at once. But I find that focusing down on a simple frame tends to ease the stress on the viewers of the photo. I feel a little bit panicky, like a little bit stressed because Corona. We just had some major like crisis management with the business stuff going on because of things. And yeah, so stress levels are like here, but as usual when stress levels are out here, getting out and shooting some photos really helps. So yeah, we're wandering around trying to capture the mosque. Something crazy is happening, maybe proof that the world is collapsing. There's clouds in Marrakesh. I've never seen clouds here ever. And it's almost a little bit overcast, but I think it kind of looks cool. So gonna circle around, trying to find a composition. and take the photo, hopefully. I'd love to blame stress, but I'm just gonna blame stupidity instead. I forgot my filter holder for my filters, so everything I'm shooting from now on for the rest of the day, sans filter. Filter or no filter, I don't think this photo is gonna work. The sky's just too overcast. So I'll show you the 2 frames I took, and then I'm moving on. Eventually, I moved to the site of the old mosque ruins as the sky started to turn a bit in our favor. Again though, despite the nicer sky, there was just something too simple or unbalanced about the image that made me pick up my tripod and move again. And this time, to a photo I really like. We got some light punching through. It's kind of on the wrong spot, but we're getting side light on the mosque. And one of the things I'm trying to look for in travel photography a lot of times is 3 things. The rule of odds. 3s, for whatever reason, just look really good. And so you got these 3 dudes sitting on a bench in the foreground of the mosque. And I think this looks really nice. So nice, in fact. I think I'm probably just gonna sit here and see what happens with the light. See if they stick around. Of course, I spoke too soon. One stood up and walked away just as I was talking. But I still managed to capture a moment I liked. Then, another couple sat down on opposite sides of the bench. And although it doesn't really follow the rule of odds, I do think that the image tells an interesting story. It's a bit of a classic travel photo and something different than I've captured in my previous 3 trips to Marrakesh. Then, it was time to return to the hotel and get a little bit more serious. Okay, I want to get a little bit closer to the camera than I usually get. Maybe not like here. I think here, because I want to talk seriously, because today was by far the toughest day business-wise my photography business has ever had. In 10 years, I've never had a tougher day than today. So I'm sorry if the video quality today is a little bit off or a little bit sloppy and scattered, but my mind was a little bit sloppy and scattered. And probably over the next week or 2 as things kind of progress with this crisis, there might be some more scattered videos. And so I'm sorry about that, but kind of I think the whole world is kind of scattered right now. As I mentioned, today was the hardest day of my photography business ever. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure anybody that has a photography business or anybody in the travel industry in general really struggled today. I'm guessing basically anybody in the world struggled today at any job. Basically, if you weren't shorting markets, I think you were having a tough day. And I don't really know how shorting markets work, so maybe they had a bad day too. But at the end of the day, as hard as it was, I feel so grateful today because it's kind of this reminder of how far things have come for me. 3 years ago was the last time I was in Marrakesh. And 3 years ago, my photography business was just starting to grow. I'd been at it for 7 years and I was just starting to see the dividends of it. I was just starting to, find some comfort. And about 8 years ago was the first time I was in Marrakesh, and back then I think I had $20 in my pocket. I was literally sleeping on rooftops because I couldn't afford rooms. And it's just this reminder that happens sometimes when things go bad that, hey, at least I'm in a position financially that when things go bad, I'm affected. And it sounds stupid, but 8 years ago, if I was in Marrakesh and coronavirus crushed the markets and crushed photography business, my business would have been so basic that I wouldn't have seen nothing would have happened. I wouldn't have even noticed. And then maybe 3 years ago, if this would have happened when I was in Marrakesh last time, maybe my whole business would have imploded and I wouldn't have been able to get through it. So I feel very grateful for the position I'm in. I also feel so grateful for you guys because without this YouTube thing and without this income stream as small and modest as it is coming from YouTube, there's no way I would get through this. There's no way I would have. So I'm so thankful and grateful to you, and I want to try to give back to you guys any way I can, and I'll get to that at the end of this video. So now I'm sure you're all a little bit curious about how much of a hit my business took. My business did take a massive hit, and just talking about these numbers out loud it makes me squeamish. But basically every project I have for the next 2.5 months has been either canceled or postponed. The bad news is that over the next 3 months, the gross revenue of my businesses, of my photography businesses, basically took a hit close to 6 figures. The good news is, most of these hits that I'm taking are just postponed. They're assignments that have been postponed, they're trips that have been postponed, they're things that have been postponed. So I think and I hope that when things clear up, these projects will still happen at a later date. It just means that for the next 2 or 3 months, I don't have any work, and then after next year or whenever, I'll have more work and I'll have to do more work. It just means I'm gonna have to work harder. So that's the good news. And the other good news is somebody starts a chainsaw outside. Is that I still to this day practice the Inca octopus. You guys who have followed for a really long time might remember the Inca octopus. It was this theory that I had that I didn't need to have one photography business or one stream of income that made me money. What I needed was 8. I needed 8 arms of income that all worked out to like $250 to $400 that would create one solid income. That way, if I lost one of the arms, I could still survive. I could still look for another arm. So this coronavirus has really chopped off 2 arms right now, but I still kind of have 6 small incomes that'll get me through this. So I think that's my advice, is no matter what your photography business is, try to find ways to create various streams within that income, rather than focusing on one thing. If you're just running photography workshops and people stop booking them, where do you make your income? But if you have social media, if you have a YouTube channel, if you have a blog, if you do stock photography, if you do all these things, there's probably still streams coming in. So try to diversify your income stream portfolio, I think, is my advice. Now, I want to end this video, and I know I'm rambling, but it's just how I am today. I'm scattered and rambling, and I thought I'd share that with you guys. I want to end this video with basically me trying to say I want to help you guys, because I feel so bad. I feel like you guys help me so much. You don't even realize how much you help me. And I don't feel like I can directly give back to you guys, and it breaks my heart. I've been getting messages on Twitter from people saying I've had to cancel all my local workshops. I've had to cancel car shows that I was the event photographer for. I've had people cancel their weddings. I was supposed to photograph a trade show that got canceled. All of these people are sending me messages and they're saying, I don't think I can get through this. So if there's any way I can help you, I don't know how, but if there's any way, leave me a comment. If you leave me a link to your YouTube video, I'll click it and I'll watch it. If you link me to your Instagram, I'll go check out your Instagram and like a bunch of photos. I don't know. Whatever, however I can help you. Please let me try to help you. So that's my kind of way of asking you to please let me help you. I want to give back to you guys. I will make it through this. My photography business will make it through this. And I hope that yours will too, sincerely and truly. So if there's any way we can help each other as a community, let's do it. And I'm going to start a thread in the Facebook group that's also trying to see if we can help each other. In my Facebook group, which is linked in the description of this video, where I'm going to just leave it open and say, how can we help each other? So head there if you want to be able to help each other in this way as well. I really don't like talking about coronavirus and stuff like this because I like to keep things positive, but I thought we'd need to do this conversation at this end of this video. The next video is coming from Chefchaouen. Hope to see you there. Peace.